Radiant team ban.
Position right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, Little Shredder is the
position right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, Little Shredder is the prime ability this patch, and it does not clear waves, so it does not make Snap a good 4 or 3.
Yeah, the Ags is kind of cool, but I think it's about it with it. Yeah, I really just like seeing the Shredder plus the Cookie. It's so much damage.
Another physical damage dealer that Ignores evasion. Mars with the God's Rebuke.
Really nice with Death
10
Prophet as well.
seconds
Some area
remaining.
control. DP runs in. Get ghosts going.
Slider's looking nice.
5
Looking very
seconds
nice.
remaining.
Maybe you can get away with fourth picking it, though. Take your 4 position
Yeah, I think
here.
you'd prefer to wait. Got to be concerned about potential like troll warlords in the carry role.
Oh, it's a nice Phoenix game for Always Want to Fly if they want to put Roger on the Grim.
Would that be a bit too greedy in the safe lane, perhaps? I really think they need a roamer. I think Tusk
Radiant
comes to
team
mind.
pick.
Oh, okay, that's okay as a roamer, but I don't like this very much, to be honest. Just
Break
because
mechanic, maybe? For
no, it doesn't break anymore.
Yeah.
That's correct, Brian.
He was testing me. Nick suffers the same stuff as PA. Kind of mid-game damage
10
issues,
seconds
unless you have
remaining.
somebody else to deal it for you. And if the opponent just balls up as 5,
5 seconds.
can't really do much
remaining.
about it.
It is one of the best, like, carefree counters to Snapfire, right?
That is true.
Also, I just realized EXTREMUM looked like they're boot camping. They weren't last season. Good for them.
I would have maybe liked Rubik more if your goal was to counter the Snapfire. Rubik can reliably steal the ultimate. Pretty much just a better version of any Snapfire
Navi's
spell.
turn.
But it also gives you a little bit of synergy with the Grimstroke, a little bit of tower defense
Nice pick.
with the Fade Bolt.
This is just...
A lot of squishies.
And if this is a mid-tiny, which it very well
I'm
could
down
be,
for that.
Navi's
becomes a
turn.
very hard game for PA.
It's looking to me like mid-tiny, 4 Snapfire with the Mars, and then the G Death Prophet.
Yeah. I really like mid-tiny right now. It just seems incredibly powerful. You get so much survivability thanks to your ultimate high burst, and you can continue to scale. And you're capable
10
of buying,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
really whatever utility plus items your team needs. I've seen the
5
Shivas.
seconds
You can go
remaining.
Ags, which is its own weird ice frog. I don't know what lab you thought that went up in, but the AC timing can also be pretty strong. Darkseer is nice. It's sort of a steroid for PA, where you at least can take
Iron
early
Shell.
fights.
Yeah. I think they had to ban Morph here. Morph's like way too good against Navi's lineup, I think.
And also EXTREMUM will have overall last pick. Because this can still be,
Radiant team
you know,
back.
Death Prophet 1 or 3, tiny Snapfire supports, could be Snap mid. Realistically, they're likely going to just last pick carry. And they see the matchup. It's Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, so Troll, banned out. That's probably your best pick in this spot for EXTREMUM.
10
I really think
seconds
Morph's their best
remaining.
pick. I'd be unless they just don't play it, or if
5 seconds
they
remaining.
think the Nyx mana burn's good enough. But usually you go
Navi's
Lincolns
turn
nowadays.
to ban.
They ban out one of the best Iron Shell carriers in the game, the Ember Spirit.
Another Iceberg special. Storm's still in the pool, though. I think he might be thinking about it, knowing our guy. My concern is, to your point, they don't have that tower push that you were looking for to partner
10
with the PA.
seconds remaining.
So right now, your structure damage is going to be built
5
around
seconds
5-man
remaining.
rotations, multiple kills with an Ion Shell, and then 4 heroes right-clicking a tower to death. Not incredibly reliable.
Yeah, I can just tell coming from a North American perspective that usually, like, this draft is just something I wouldn't see, and that's not because I'm flaming it. It's just that it's so
Too
different.
complex
Yeah,
for-
it's too. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying it's
Where's
just,
the Witch Doctor? Where's
it's all
the Medusa?
about kills, man. It's all about kills. That's all their lineup does right now. Nyx, Darkseer, PA, Grim, ultra low cooldown, run around the map hunting heroes. There's really no rapid wave clear other than the Darkseer Ion Shell, and you don't have any tower push, so there's no other way to win the game. And that's fine. Just got to stick to it, all in that idea. They are very cooldown dependent on EXTREMUM, so Navi is well geared up to punish that, as they have absolutely no timers here. Yeah, you have like the wall, but you just don't need it, right? You don't need any of these cooldowns to fight.
Well, we'll see what Navi does end up banning, but if they don't ban the Morphling and they're thinking the same way you are, BSJ, it could be they're challenging Nefrit to take it, because he has only played 7 games of Morphling in his career.
Oh,
28% win rate.
yikes!
Radiant team
Not great. Not great.
I honestly still wouldn't mind if they pick Jug on EXTREMUM, even though it's not the best matchup against PA. It's really nice against the 2 supports and offlaner do absolutely nothing to you. And you also group up with your team really well with the
10
healing ward and
seconds
everything.
remaining.
His preferred heroes that are still out there:
5 seconds
Life
remaining.
Stealer, Phantom
PA.
Lancer, not a good game for that either. Gyrocopter, but he hasn't played it in a really long time. Juggernaut, Monkey King.
Yeah, PL's nigh unpickable into Darkseer. That matchup's really bad.
Yeah, Viper's a nice ban. It would have been really tough to deal with. Suddenly, your Mars and your Tiny feel real bad. You're probably losing your mid lane. Team fight gets a lot tougher.
Radiant team pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Oh, I just got done playing against Iceberg's Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Quite a good Wind Ranger. He's practicing it. I can promise you guys he played it 3 hours ago.
He's definitely added it to his repertoire recently because his hero pool just keeps getting targeted. Only 5 of the 7 bans used on Iceberg heroes.
Yeah, he goes Javelin,
5
BKB,
seconds
MKB.
remaining.
That seems to be the build with the buff up to MKB.
It can be weird against Mars though, right? You just toggle Bulwark and
Yeah, that's why
Maybe
that's why you have to have the MKB though, right? Because the MKB magic procs aren't reduced by Bulwark's passive.
Morphling still a possibility, but it's scarier.
Ursa.
I hate that.
On the list.
Into 2 sources of evasion?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's PA. I would say PA Ursa's like 80% PA favorite too.
Man.
I hate that match.
legitimately think that Navi looked at his hero pool, said, these are the only heroes we have to worry about.
PA's
They
good
banned
against
4
almost all of them.
They left Phantom Lancer, we got Darkseer. They left Lifestealer, Ursa, all
I
these
believe
heroes.
it.
They're like, we've got a lineup that beats all of his heroes right now.
Yeah, I actually believe that. If they're planning on targeting Nefrit's hero pool specifically, that's a narrative I can believe based on what I'm seeing so far. The fact that he just picked Ursa and the PA Wind Ranger, that says a lot about
That is
his hero pool.
what do you even do?
10
He needs
seconds
like 4
remaining.
items now to win this game. MKB's no more rapier timing, so you need Battle Fury, BKB, MKB before you can actually kill either of the enemy cores and your overall last pick.
And Nyx is pretty good against you too. I hate that last pick. I was actually rooting for Extremum's draft up until that point.
I gotta go,
Yeah,
but
Kyle's got to go.
you guys
He's
can
gotta-
wrap this one up. I think Brian
See ya,
will
nerd.
say what I would say.
Yeah,
This
considering the disgusted look on Kyle's face when he saw that pick, I'm pretty sure, Brian, he's just all in, going for Navi. You feeling the same way?
Yeah, Kyle knows full well I've only got about 3 or 4 heroes that I can confidently play, and Ursa's one of them, and I would never want to play it in this game. So,
All right,
Navi's
well,
got it.
all eyes on Nefrit here as he's going to have to take a hero that he does have an above-average win rate with it, but he's certainly going to need a way above-average performance to be able to win this game against Navi. Let's go ahead and check out the game itself with Odie, Pixel, and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Cap. Yes, game 1, and excited to see if Nefrit can make it work. As we heard on the panel and from yourself, Carl, doubts about the Ursa pick. I mean, outside of the Ursa, though, would you not say that Extremum's got some sort of other good things going for them that could cause issues for Navi's heroes?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, they got like a top. I need these heroes. If they can blow up some of the cores right on Navi, or do you just what is it that you just don't see happening from Extreme?
This is the equivalent of, you get that scholarship to a good 4-year university, you get all the way to senior year, and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to go to any of my finals, I'm just going to run naked through the quad and throw a brick through the dean's window. Okay, that's what this did to this draft. It's hard to look at what preceded it and see it as a success because the finishing was just not there.
I mean, what
You gotta
what
have.
is it that you just don't see ever happening in this game for Extremum that for you, from your perspective, makes it look pretty darn hard for Extremum to get a win here with this lineup?
Well, it's just that the matchups don't favor them. You have now to really just rely on the Mars plus the support combo. You drop the arena, and then all this magic damage from the 4 and 5 come in. Yeah, that's pretty solid. But Navi can play so fast. It's so much easier for them to make plays. The PA has a really easily to understand this item progression. And I think Iceberg's just going to run away with it. Like, this man's going to smash.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at sort of the lane matchups, there's nothing that's going to be tough for Navi in that sense either.
30 seconds to battle.
I could see maybe the Darkseer lane suffering. You got to figure you knew what you were getting into with this Ursa pick. There's a Death Prophet with him, so maybe they're just going to crush this Ramses Darkseer. I mean, it's not a hero we've probably seen him play ever.
Sure.
I think he might have done it once or twice actually on EG, but not a hero we would place with Ramses, considering his legacy.
And it would definitely be something to watch, because in the other games, in the last series we saw from Navi, Ramses did definitely have 2 games that he struggled in.
And in this case, he's set up for a little more success. I think that, realistically, they're just going to pull the creep wave, mess with mechanics, and eventually just farm camps plus waves, but could be challenging. Never know. But the Ramses and Roger never is an odd bedfellows, let me tell you. I did not think we would see these guys together again after that VP squad disintegrated a couple of years back. Maybe this top lane too. Snapfire, Mars, BSJ has been very adamant that the little shredder is quite nice. Physical damage as well. Oh my god.
Oh no. Nefrit. I mean, he won't die, but you're seeing the potential there. It's not a lovely lane at all for him to play into. One stun and just sort of the time passing, these iron shells beating into him. It's a tricky place for the pair to be.
Yeah, it's a really nice job by Roger. Grabbing the creep wave. Blocks the pull. And now they can just ignore the Ursa. You farm on the tower. We're going to get our lane control, no problem.
And you don't sort of see this as a lane where sort of support DP can do much to make it any easier or stop Navi from being able to make these pulls and get the free farm for Ramses?
I think you're just going to trade. There's not too much craziness that can occur. If it was something like a Morphling like Brian wanted, I think this would have been a lot more impactful to the overall game state, because Morph with a couple of Wraith Band, get ahead and just straight up hard farm, hard denying. Mid matchup, relatively even so far. I just realized I didn't really fathom just how much armor Tiny gets from his ultimate. 12, 18, 24 was the change in the last patch. No wonder we keep seeing it. That is so much damage reduction. Every point of armor represents 5% more HP, EHP against physical damage. So you're just absurdly tanky.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some regions.
Plus the damage.
I believe South America, some of the teams, running it as a carry. They're saying that this hero is good enough to do so in that sense. Have it that far up in the priority. Bottom lane, Roger, not going to quite go down.
Well, it's also with runes being so plentiful mid, like all Tiny ever suffered from was typically just running out of mana. Use a combo and then your SOL. Whereas now, there's so many water runes.
Yeah, you're always going to have combos to go and to sort of threaten the enemy mid.
So far, just very, very relaxing game. Very chill. No couriers dead. No one getting super low.
I mean, who's going to be the first to die in this sort of game? Well, as you said, it's been pretty passive so far. I mean, where's the mistake going to be made?
I think either Always Wanna Fly is going to die up top, or Nefrit is going to die down bottom. We'll see.
You don't see anything happening in between these two mids, Mellow and Iceberg?
Nah, they're
really
just having fun.
Yeah. Continuing to get a pretty much even trade down mid. Top. Got the burst onto V-Tune, but Always Wanna Fly will be there for him to jump safely over to. Salve still in the lane. So V-Tune's going to be fine.
It's so much minus armor. 5 from the little shredder, then the Blightstone make it 7. You take a spear and a rebuke to the face, as you can see, that's at least a salve worth of damage for V-Tune.
Up on him. It's going to be fine. Still got probably the last out top lane. Always Wanna Fly. He is indeed going to be the first blood. Extremum will take him down. V-Tune, see if he can get Chew in return. They will. Chew trying to salve up between the hits, but not enough health being regen by that. To get the trade. First blood for Extremum, but V-Tune in return is able to get a solo kill. Get that solo XP.
You love this if you're Navi. You can already see V-Tune just buying a whole bunch of items, some regen.
Yeah.
They Always Wanna Fly. Thank you for your sacrifice. I'll take that bonus gold. Now be my walking courier, please. Well, teleporting courier. Bottom. And Jesus.
Still got the surge, so he will be fine.
They're doing really well down bottom, though. Forcing at least 2 salves and a full set of tangos from Nefrit already. Even in CS.
Yeah, I mean, so far as well, it's just all 6 cores having a decent time. Nobody is struggling.
The thing that concerns me about this Navi lineup is, hang on, maybe we'll actually no.
What can I say?
It's not a bad draft by any
Nature
means,
loves me.
but it's just not really complex. You know, when we watch some of the squads of the Western European, like OG, Enigma, Liquid, Alliance, like they all come in, and you're like, okay, the sum of these parts is stronger than the individual heroes. Navi, it's pretty much just, okay, survive lanes, and then Wind Ranger PA will kill stuff. But there's no huge power spike. The team fight kind of just, you know, vac into maybe a Nick stun, but I don't think that that's going to be something realistic. Well, we'll just see. Tiny's off to a great lead, though. 37-4 against the 30-2.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Pretty much every CS.
It's nearly going to have the phase boots. I mean, a sort of a tiny mid, you know, what's the plan? Are you still sticking around this area farming your item after the phase, or do you get the phase and you start making, you know, is it sort of the run towards the cores in the side lanes and get involved there?
I think you can consider making some moves for sure. A power rune would be excellent. Yeah. We're going to see them spawn first round in 10 seconds.
Now bringing Chew over as well to have an extra shot. And, maybe even finding something mid. Fortune does favour Mellow here. And it's just going to be a reject. So not the sort of the active rune that he would have hoped for. Iceberg not able to commit onto Chew.
Ooh, yeah, Mellow dual
and a short TP there from what the rune to the tower.
Making sure Chew.
Yeah.
Shavash also spent some time on Navi, didn't he?
He did, I believe, back in the around sort of what, like the Zayats days.
Yeah, definitely. It's like that team. Everybody, you know,
a lot of
Navi players and veterans.
A lot of Navi squads, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it's always been that. There's always been there, right? There's never not been a Navi. There's always been a Navi.
Yeah. It was the same back when I was still playing with Complexity. I think at a point there's like 60 or 70 players that have said, like, I've played for Cole.
It's up Mellow. He's trying to make these moves, but a little too tricky up top. Inkswell on the creep wave, and he can't pass it. So always want to fly able to keep he and V-Tune safe on this top lane.
Would have been an awkward move. Would not have expected. He's abandoned bottom. Don't really think you're going to get much of a tower push going up here either.
He's under attack.
Bottom trying to get aggressive. Some good body blocks onto G. And the vacuum as well, G. Yeah, the siphons aren't going to be enough to outdo the damage coming out from these iron shells. Might even be able to dive in onto Nefrit. Good stun from Roger. Will clip him. As Nefrit, he's got to try and fight his way out of it. He's going to manage to hit the 6 off that creep. Turns towards Roger, but Roger's got the spike carapace. And Roger's away. Nefrit's still alive, but they're ready to dive in for more. Maybe Ramses and Roger, they'll turn towards Chew. More TP's coming in, and they need to. They've got to protect the Ursa. As Nefrit's able to turn, take down Roger. Ramses on the way out as G comes back over.
I think Ramses might be accepting death here. He has no TP. He's going to get as much farm as he possibly can.
Under attack.
It's just a level 1 nuke though, so he's going to need a fair few right clicks in. He's going to upsurge. I think he's fine. He's going to upsurge in a second. He's going to be able to run this, yeah.
They get top tower as well, but half damage onto the mid tower by Iceberg, who's just been free farming here whilst the Tiny was MIA top lane. Very strange rotation though, because the Mars lane, Shachla was doing great, but then you bring the Tiny there. It's one of those scenarios where I actually think taking the safe lane tower too early hurts you. Because now top is unsafe for Shachlo, and V-Tune will just be able to farm more creeps. Like now the wave gets even closer to his jungle. That's where he'll take it. He'll push 2 or 3, power push it, and then back to the woods.
That's true. Because otherwise you would imagine V-Tune would have been in a position where he would have been forced to the jungle, but he wouldn't have had this luxury of this tier 2 creep meat tower.
Yeah, you can't actually keep him off creeps now, and you're forced out of the lane. So. Okay.
I mean, if you use this to make maybe, these sort of moves, but it's a hard move to make.
Double damage.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just ready to turn. He's straight onto Chew. Chew's gone.
See what I mean?
Yeah, like, it feels awkward now, right? This top side of the map because
he's not even pushing the lane yet. He's like, oh, that's fine. I'll get my 8 creeps a minute. That's okay with me. I'll just keep it right here. So even though he was losing the lane and against an overleveled offlaner, now he's just free farming much like the Ursa. Oh, hang on. I spoke too soon.
This time he should have him with the damage. Oh, the tree. Yeah, he's got him. Nicely done there by Mellow. Will manage to get back in, take him down. He's going to lose his life for it, though. Iceberg coming in with the setup from Always Want to Fly. They'll take down Mellow in return. So Navi still able to to come out on top of that trade.
Another missed cookie.
Can they get Roger? They've got the slow.
Surge in a second. One more hit.
Oh, nice. Got the stun in the vacuum. They're going to try and turn on to Nefret. Nefret's gone. Vichun actually the one to be able to TP in and get the kill for himself. Very nice move there from Vichun. As he's in, the classic carry turning up at the last moment to get that last hit in. And look at this wraparound from always want to fly an Iceberg. Chu and Shashlo, they're going to be in a whole world of trouble here. Arena is going to get dropped down, and actually that's going to allow them to step up the side. Chu will still be caught by the AoE as he falls. Vichun coming in onto Shashlo as he and Iceberg trying to chase him down. Roger coming in from the side, has the setup onto Mellows. The Tiny will go as 3 dead on Extremum. G also going to be chased as Navi get kill after kill after kill after kill. A 4th one in a row there, and getting Vichun fully involved in all of this action.
Yeah, and a large part of this is straight up just the missed rotation. Well, missed movement, right? Shashlo left top lane, tower died about 8 minutes into the game. The first time he uses Arena is right there. For 2.5 minutes, your strongest hero on map of Extremum is just kind of running around without a place. You don't want to see him farming woods ever, and that's what he really just had to do. Now you're in a scenario, the entire laning phase is broke down. Sure, you killed Vtune, but you lost your Tiny, and, you know, the way PA works, deaths later in the game are where it punishes him. When he has the Battle Fury, when you're taking more gold out of his farming pattern. If he dies and then immediately can TP bottom and get active, that's the dream for Vtune. Tiny also needs a blink ASAP, and he once again has died. Top, and now, boom, yeah, you get the kill. It doesn't matter, though, because this hero does not scale the same way.
Sure, well, you feel like the Tiny mid, even though he's getting these kills, if he's dying, like if it's straight sort of him throwing away his life to get something, it's not great. I mean, he's having a giggle here, Iceberg.
Yeah. Tiny, you want level 10, max combo, and blink ASAP, because it is guaranteed kills. Roger, Vtune, even Iceberg. They might just straight up die in a combo, especially if there's some sort of assistance, any other spell. But now that it's delayed so much, it's going to get harder and harder, and you just don't farm, right? This Blink Dagger does not increase your farm speed whatsoever. It's solely about positioning, finding kills, but, you know, this mid tower is untouched almost on the side of Navi, so you got to smoke, you got to try and make these plays, but Navi are chilling. They got Vtune, the superstar, playing the hardest carry in this game, as Brian was adamant about. You hate playing Ursa.
There we go, though.
Nice shoot. How about Battle Fury by 15 minutes?
Now, this little sentry putting a complete stop to this. Mello can't quite get the initiation.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this top lane, that top lane push and rotation.
You're not a fan? I
don't mean to harp on it because it seems innocent enough, but when you bring your mid to kill a tower that doesn't have actual game impact without a real plan, you know, if it's a different kind of carry, if this is a Weaver maybe, a Morphling, maybe even a Spec, you know, some hero that can actually farm top and take that space.
Radiant's top tower.
That's one thing.
Attack.
But if your strategy is to kill the tower and then move your Mars out without a definitive play to make, if you collapse on mid tower, sure, I'm cool with that. But that's the reason you kill that tower.
We go mid. Going to set up onto Iceberg. They're going to have the damage. Arena down with the kisses. Iceberg doesn't stand a chance there against the 4 of them, and now they'll move up with the ghosts.
They did this 4 minutes ago, I'd be thrilled. Now, it's a little tough. Navi look ready to defend.
Roger. Looking for the setup. See if they want to make some sort of commitment here onto Extremum. There we go, the Battle Fury timing done. 13 minutes on Vtune. And now they're going to look for the lead in Inkswell. Roger's able to easily set up straight away onto the milestone. Comes out, Cookie over to the side. Shastro pops the stick. Shastro's still alive here, but Vtune jumps in straight on top of him, takes him out. Now turns over towards GG. Will be healed up by the Exorcism. Slow won't quite connect, so G will manage to step back. Only losing the 1 there, Extremum.
Shot though, they defend the tower. Well done. And the timing for Navi. I said, oof. They have Ags on Darkseer at 500 gold. There's a Battle Fury. Look at the size of that Ancient stack.
Look at these Ancients. It's going to be a juicy one here for Vtune when he wants to clean that up.
How many is that? 4 stacks? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 stacks. Smiley face. Hell yeah. That's any carry player's dream.
And I might just get a tower out of this as well, Navi. This Rams is starting to keep the pressure on to this bottom tier 1 tower, also bringing back over Roger. In fact, that the full 5-man of Navi starting to head over towards this position. Doesn't look like Extremum will give them the opportunity of a fight, though. Eyeing themselves, still eyeing up finishing off this mid-tier 1 tower. And this time round with Navi down bottom, they'll have a better shot of finishing this off. Indeed, Melo's able to take it. And the question is if they can try and maybe get up here and do something about this big old stack of Ancients. That's not going to be easy.
I don't think it's possible, unfortunately. Brian was right. Also, it's Javelin into BKB on Iceberg, it appears. Probably just an MKB straight after. They're thinking about doing something on Extremum here, but you know, you're just not trading too effectively. As this occurs, V-Tune's taking that quad Ancient stack unopposed.
Nefra's still farming very well. He's level with V-Tune. You know, this Ursa, he's making progression, but your concern is in this sort of a game, the Ursa just needs so much more to match what the PA is going to achieve in the fights.
Exactly. It's just because there isn't really a great target. You know, you're reliant on other heroes on your team to find kills. So yeah, that BKB timing will be formidable, but you're not going to do too much damage to either the 1 or 2 Navi because the evasion that's built in. The Darkseer of Ramses can just run away from you. You need the Mars Arena. Meanwhile, a BKB PA, your team can't touch him, and suddenly he's leaping directly on top of your support duo.
So down bottom, Mello. And finally catch on V-Tune. V-Tune able to jump over to the side. Iceberg, he's going to come charging in straight away onto the Tiny. They're going to bring down Mello on the side. Rogers also managed to get himself on top of Chew. As Chew will go down, Mello is able to get a toss off to the side. Chew actually still alive here. Finally falls here to the damage of Ramses. As Mello was actually able to make it out of there. With Navi having to head back and commit more to actually kill the Snapfire. So Mello will survive.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nefrit's making, you know, he's got some space off of this. He's
doing well. Like he couldn't be doing any better right now in terms of how, you know, how well he's farming. Keeping right level with V-Tune. And I mean, at what sort of point do you sort of have to say, all right, this Ursa is actually going to be something that Navi had to be pretty scared of in the fight? Is it just when he has the MKB after the BKB?
Yeah. Well, first off, he's going to need Roger. He's going to need a BKB. They're going to need to win a fight off of it, and then he gets that half item or so ahead of the PA, and they hit his timing, and then they go for him. Man, they have not landed these cookies. They will land.
Looking like a pretty dead Roger, though, here.
Very dead. So much damage.
Nefrit actually still actually be the one to get the last hit on that, despite the big burst coming out from the God's Rebuke. So, some more money for the bear. Nice balance here, Philosopher's Stone for both teams.
BKB soon to be completed on Iceberg and V-Tune. Iceberg's much closer. That'll be the big timing. I think Roche, Extremum are thinking about it. You got a lot of minus armor, you have an Ursa. I think you want to take this before the BKBs of Navi come out, because then all of a sudden...
No, this is, nice move here from Extremum.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, they're scared. They're scared. They don't want to commit. They see Navi, I believe, smoked up underneath that midboard.
Gotta be careful. Iceberg is BKB, so a Yule's into Spear will be devastatingly bad for Extremum. He'll BKB it, and they'll be in some big trouble.
Radiant's
there's a turnaround.
tower is under attack.
No, but this, you know, if Extremum can get one, I mean, probably 2 kills,
Radiant's middle
like
tower
they'll
is
have the
under
chance to
attack.
head into the pit and take it. They've just got to come out on top of a team fight first. And that one team fight would be, you know, if they get a team fight victory, that'll be more than enough for the Roshan to be theirs.
Find out. I really think Extreme could have thought about it, but they're just... the Wind Ranger able to freely scout the Roche pit with the power shot, and the threat of a Darkseer in the pit, gotta be spooky. That Ags on Darkseer also, keep in mind, everybody. Extra health.
Radiant's middle
All
tower
allies.
has been denied.
Longer duration, so we can just throw it on V-Tune and feel content that for pretty much the entire fight, he'll be good to go.
Navi has now managed to push Extremum right back away from this Roshan area.
Oh, whoa, V-Tune has a BKB as well. Yeah, Navi, you can't fight anymore. This is the big question mark. Yeah, you've got one on Ursa. This could be a great time. The V-Tune TP'd bottom. I think they saw it. So
Yeah,
take
they
a
could
4 on
take a
5.
fight, yeah, without V-Tune.
Yeah.
This is going to be a pretty big move.
This is it.
Yeah.
Iceberg.
There we go, Mello. He's going to be able to get the jump to start things onto Iceberg. Iceberg pops the BKB. He's going to look to turn straight away over the wall to Tiny, committing onto Mello with a focus fire. They'll take down Mello. As the Tiny will fall, back over towards the Roche pit. Chu's got his eyes on always want to fly. Nefrit trying to chase Roger, but Roger turns with a stun. Iceberg's able to lie down the shackle onto the 2. There's no follow damage though. Iceberg having to run for now. Chu's going to be able to slow him with the scatter blast. And he's away. So a lot of chaos. Only one person dying. That is just Mello, but of course time has been brought for V-Tune to get himself involved. In he goes with the BKB, turns towards Chu, takes down the Snapfire. Now he's looking towards Nefrit. Nefrit popping the ult, trying to get away. V-Tune who turns attention over towards Shashflo instead. As they have the catch, they'll manage to add 2 more kills on top of that of the Tiny. As Navi, more than enough time to bring in the PA and take down 3.
You can see, I mean... BKB popped by Nefrit. He's like, Iceberg's like, okay, and Nefrit does what Nate Robinson should have done and just ran away from the fight. That was not going to end well for him. You can't hit a PA. You need the evasion.
It's so tough for the Bear. I mean, as you said, from the draft was the last big. It's just going to be a very hard game for Nefrit, even if he's having as good of a farm as he is right now. Is still opting to go towards the Blink Dagger. I mean, is that still okay here, or would you rather him just go for the MKB so he would be a threat if he gets jumped? Or do you, because the Blink, of course, is going to speed up his ability to continue to farm at a pace that will keep on track and probably even ahead of V-Tune if he's able to blink around the map a bit easier. And will allow him to jump onto some of the backliners of Navi.
You've got offense, though. I mean, you've got the Yules on Mars, Blink on Tiny. That's got to be your initiation. You need damage. You need to be able to actually hit people in the
They're having a great time in Navi. Look at these smiles.
One of the more emotional teams, not just this region, but the world. So when they're feeling themselves, you should be afraid. That is not the mindset you want to have Navi in as they play against you.
There we go. Yeah, Chu's been found. If they can catch G as well, they've got the slows. G will turn with the silence, but he doesn't catch Iceberg as Iceberg leans in with Jackal, chasing him down. 2 more kills for the mid-win Ranger as 18-7. The 4K lead starting to grow here for Navi.
Thinking about Roshan now. Looks like that will be the answer. Soon to have a Deso on the PA. Like, this game just doesn't get any easier, and this is the last time I promise, Owen, with that rotation top. Look at the net worth of the Tiny. Big part of that is he abandoned the mid lane to kill an objective that ultimately didn't really help them in the game. Shashflo as well, sort of suffering due to the lack of a place to go. And V-Tune's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. I'll farm. That's cool. This was the plan all along.
Blink done for Nefrit. So next up has to be the MKB, right?
Yeah.
There's...
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
As you say. So if you get the MKB, and then I guess after that he'll still go back for like the Basher, then there's a chance. You know, he gets in with the swipes on one of these cores. Maybe Nefrit can do it here on the Bear, but he's still a whole item away from that circumstance. As Mello, he's been found trying to hit some of the creeps here. He tries to TP out. They have the damage.
Really well played, man. Roger has been absolutely everywhere this game. So many setups.
No, it's been a solid game, and as I said, you know, we did see before Ramsey's having a rough couple of ones. This game, he is doing just fine. Has he died at all, Ramses? He hasn't this game. 4-0-10, fitting in perfectly in this match. Top G, looking pretty dead here. Oh, the cookie actually might save him. Yeah, gets him out far enough. Roger and Ramsey, though, still looking for the wraparound, and they've got the snipe there from Iceberg. Power shot finishes him off. It's 20-7. Navi really ramping things up. They're on to the tier 2s now. And Extremum, I mean, just buying time. They're buying time for the Bear, for Nefrit, to get that MKB done on top of the Blink Dagger. Until that's there, I don't think we'll be seeing them try and have a fight. And what sort of progress is he making on it? I mean, of course, it's still going to take a lot of time. It's still going to take a lot of time for him.
It's just It's a tough game, Owen. Credit to Navi. I think their lineup's just purely better, but
And you said, well, you
Earth's the last
like the
pick,
draft.
man.
You feel that the draft just sort of really messed with what Nefret had as an opportunity to take this game? Or?
yeah, you can't pick Ursa here. It just ruins your whole game. Your carry is not a real carry. He needs too many items, and Navi's PA is online, and Ursa, unfortunately,
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, that's you signed up for that. You knew what you were getting into.
And of course, there's 70 seconds. Very painful for Extremum. Without the Ursa farming, there's no progress towards that sort of point where maybe they'd have a call that's able to fight back. Shashlo in the mid, getting jumped. Myself a bit of time with the Yules. So concede a run, but immediately dragged back into the crit of Vincere.
You can just play so aggressive because they have no fear whatsoever. If BKBs are off cooldown, you just can't touch them. And yeah, that's a heat map to be proud of. Look at that.
He's been everywhere, Roger.
Taking territory all game long
Radiant's
with
middle
no
tower has
deaths.
fallen.
Credit to G. I'm a big fan of his Death Prophet, but I don't know if this is it.
Oh, easy.
Count that as a win. The Holy Locket.
He's got the heals
Down.
ready to go. Mech and the locket, he can get someone pretty nicely topped up in the fights.
I can't be alone in never being 100% sure what Holy Locket does.
It's the targeted wand. You can
Well, yeah,
wand
but
your
I'm talking about pure numbers. This is one of those things, like that new Twitch extension where you can see items. How
you
many
would be
people
hovering
have to
over the holy locket right now.
Yeah. I mean, it increases the healing pretty significantly. So the mech and the siphons are just incredibly powerful.
Basher done for V-Tune and Iceberg. He's in onto Mellow. They're ready on the high ground. We'll see them get the jump ons. Always want to fly. Actually, 2 buybacks coming out from Navi support. They really want to give this fight a go. As Nefret pop the Enrage. He's going to get back in over towards Ramses. Ramses will fall, but so does Nefret. If the Ursa goes down, Roger gets the stun out onto Chew. V-Tune, he's taking down the 2 of them here. Shashlo's going to fall. Mellow is able to toss back Iceberg, but they're chasing him down. Chew comes in with a blast and the cookie onto Roger. But the carapace is up. Chew, he'll turn with it. Actually be able to bring down Roger here with the help of G and the little shredder damage there from Chew. V-Tune, a big crit. He's going to find a triple. He's going to get another. There's the Ultras. He takes down G. He really wants it, V-Tune, but he's a little low. He's a little scared.
Oh, Aegis just faded.
And Mellow, he's able to jump in. V-Tune still got a decent amount of HP to work with. He can get back in here, and he will. Jumps over, but always want to fly. Actually, the one to get the kill. So the rampage denied. I don't know if this one kill's going to be quite soon enough, even if they get it. He's trying to get Shashlo. Shashlo on the retreat. V-Tune, he's in, and it's just a little too slow. We'll give him the rampage. Rampage, there we go.
Oh, what a highlight. V-Tune, the star of Navi, with the rampage, but not quite. You know what? That's like the Galarraga perfect game,
Radiant's
okay?
bottom tower has
If they
fallen.
changed it, if you actually went into the source code and you made it a perfect game, then it is. But if not, it's not one. That's not a rampage. We shouldn't give him credit for it.
And
Took too long.
True, and rampages are even easier to get nowadays. There was an update where it did extend the window between the kills.
Yeah, no excuses.
No excuses, yeah. Here we go, 32-11, 14k lead now for Navi.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Streamer going to be without Mellow and Shashlo for a little bit here as this bottom rank's definitely going down. And Vincere, he's just in. He's in onto Chew. Chew's gone. Always want to fly, does end up dying though. Nefret's able to get him, but now he's got to try and find a way of getting back out. He's got a BKB, but he hasn't got him ready for 20 seconds as he's focus fired by Iceberg. He's just going to die underneath the tier 4s. They're looking to dive them toward the fountain. G back into the base. Iceberg getting low. Mellow tried to get in and finish him off, but Mellow's going to go down yet again. They're trying to fight back. They really are. Navi just enjoying the moment here in this game. Jashlo, what can he do? There's no mid, no carry backing him up for a good bit of time. He's not even going to be able to get the jump. V-Tune just turns straight away, gets the bash. Another kill for V-Tune and EXTREMUM, they'll call it. GG as NAVI. They'll take this game one, as it was indeed just a tough one for EXTREMUM to really find their footing with the lineup that they had.
Yeah, I'd say nigh impossible, man. There's a reason, I don't really react so violently to last picks if they don't really put you in a tough spot. And unfortunately, both sides with the same game plan, it just so much easier for Navi to hit the timing. The BKBs have way more effect, and in general, I think just a easier.
5 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team banned. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NAVI's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
After getting dropped like a rock in game one, EXTREMUM are now going to have to bounce back after what was a pretty humiliating loss. That just was not very close at all. Felt like even at like 10 minutes in when the game was kind of even net worth wise, there was still that big ancient stack to be farmed. Navi always had the control, gentlemen, and hopefully in the second draft, they'll be able to change their fates a little bit more. So we are going to reverse things. This time, EXTREMUM have first pick.
Yeah, that's one of those games that challenges you as a whatever we call ourselves. Because
a caster?
Yeah, sure. Well, I've seen that game so many times. I've played in that kind of game where it looks even, but it's deceiving because one team will hit the timing and they're going to win the game. And that's just nothing you can do about it. Your draft is answered. And
you have to not be even, I think, is what you do about it. Right? You have to be up by like 3 or 4K gold. I think the Tiny, he had so many juicy targets that game. Both supports, Nyx and Grim will die to a combo. Wind Ranger early on will die to a combo. Even PA will die to a combo. And by kind of griefing his own game early, I really think that eliminated any chance they possibly had of coming back.
Yeah,
just play your own game. You know, I think he just had some nerves going there.
When I was playing, we did some pretty, I don't want to say, you could argue it was poor drafting in some regard, but we would play a team like Kuro and Liquid when they were still Liquid, and we'd have, an LC mid, and we'd crush our lanes, but they'd have an Alchemist, and they'd win a fight, and you're like, shit, we're in trouble now, because they're going to scale, and we're not. And in this scenario, both heroes are scaling, all the cores are, but again, the Ursa is just completely handled, and that's it. I'm not going to mention it again. New draft, new day, Navi, Storm Nyx, really cool opener. Nyx obviously a great hero against the Storm. Provides a ton of vision as well. And then Storm, zip, zam.
And it's just a Snapfire. If you're good against what's good, you're going to go up in value. And Nyx has the easiest way to cancel Snapfire ulti in all the game.
It's true.
And he's not too bad against Void Spirit either.
Yeah, it also just kind of block picks all of these mid laners. And I think Void Spirit's one of the least bad because you end up buying the Ag Scepter, which is a almost instant silence to deal with the Nyx. But it doesn't exactly feel good. Maybe he'll consider buying an Orchid this game on the Void Spirit. But kind of whenever you buy Orchid on Void Spirit against Storm, I kind of feel like Storm's doing the same job, but better.
10 seconds remaining.
Speaking of Furion, that's going to be banned away by EXTREMUM. I was curious, Kyle. Yeah, Furion, I was thinking about you guys' safe lane Furions. What is it about? Because you guys just seemingly always wanted to draft that way.
Yeah.
It was very much like, we have to take the momentum. We don't really have a late game. What is it about a team that gets into those kind of drafting archetypes and like,
well, our case was just, we had...
10 seconds remaining.
We didn't really ever have a carry player that was comfortable playing hyper carries. They typically would prefer that sort of style. And I think Nature's Prophet solves a lot of problems that teams have, where your tower push, covered. Lane shove, covered. Your lanes are also going to be really strong, and it just makes the game simpler to play. Trying to think
Okay.
of another
You
example.
can also itemize pretty much any way you need
Whatever,
it.
yeah.
So you need some pickoff, there you go. You need some sustain, there you go. You know?
Yep. It's a lot like same reason we always would have a lot of
5 seconds
DK.
remaining.
A lot of stuff in your draft is covered now. Oh, we'll scale pretty okay. We
Got a
got stun. We can push towers. Pretty durable. You know, you're checking a lot of boxes.
Yeah, and Limp's still holding true to those complexity values
Yeah.
as he picks DK like
DK
80%.
Tiny. It's like, again, it's because Limp's personality, his hero archetype. You're not going to see Iceberg playing DK every game. He wants to play these flashier mids, but that's never been Limp's style. And mid is
10
a really cool
seconds
role
remaining.
because I think you can play a variety of different ways and still be effective. I think this
5
patch,
seconds remaining.
been seeing a lot of chatter
NAVI
on the socials
turn
about
to
it,
ban.
really rewards, I think, for the first time in some years, a bunch of different styles of play. You're going to see a major, there's going to be an anti-mage one game, a meepo the next, all in push strat. I think everything can work.
Navi's turn to pick.
Do we feel that way just because the patch is open and hasn't been solved yet, though?
Phantom Assassin.
I hope not.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the map
Run it back.
I think the map requirement right now is that you can fight the opponent team. I really think that's the only thing that your lineup has to have because there's just nowhere to run, really.
10
The map is so
seconds remaining.
open. You can't control areas. You can't like high
5
like
seconds remaining.
there's so much mobility on these mid laners still. Even the DK first picks are still going blink dagger. The tinies are going blink dagger. There's nowhere to run to. It's so funny to come here and play these pubs because if you're like, could these guys be running at me right now?
Navi's
Theoretically,
turn
yes.
to
Well, if theoretically yes, the answer is 4 of them are running at you. That's just kind of how the EU CIS regions play. And I think I'm curious to see how it ends up working out this patch compared to the last one. I do believe the last patch wasn't necessarily in
10
favor of that
seconds
style. And I always wonder, since there's kind of this
5
rock, paper,
seconds
scissors
remaining.
of play styles from region to region, if that'll have a heavy way on how all these teams do moving forward.
Some teams moving backwards.
True. Centaur, another hot pickup of the patch.
Pretty nice against PA. Get a Vanguard, and I think we saw a breakdown from Purge yesterday. One of our better
Dire team
weathermen
pick.
here at ESL1.
Excuse me.
Discussing how Vanguard renders minus armor somewhat useless. And
Super early on, yes.
early, exactly. Later on to the game, maybe not, but for the pre 15, 20 minute
Dire
mark,
team ban.
makes PA pretty much unable to target him. I like that a bit more than an Ursa for sure.
Yeah, it's a nice Wraith King game. I think the tower pressure this game is significantly better
Yes.
for Extremum. Not only do you have the Centaur, you don't consider him necessarily a pusher, but he's going to buy Vanguard and he's going to walk at your tower, and the only way you can stop it is by continuously killing him. And as we talked about, PA contributing virtually nothing to that, so I do expect a lot of tower pressure coming out from the Centaur, but also the Wraith King.
Yeah, I love this draft, and already it looks
seconds
so
remaining.
much better because Navi have this very greedy core combo of Storm PA.
5
Their
seconds
supports as
remaining.
well. They don't push waves.
No.
They're not very early game oriented
No.
whatsoever. Extremum, 3 cores, all going to be beefy AF. 20 minutes in, suddenly they are way stronger than you. The Snapfire as well. Tons of damage output. I really like what they've got brewing so far.
Dire
I
team
hate
ban.
this hero this patch, but I think Navi has to pick Underlord or something fitting that description. Something whose sole purpose is to clear waves. I actually think they need it.
Darkseer again?
Darkseer got banned. I was thinking the same thing.
Pango?
I think Pango's too weak of a laner.
I don't know if Ramsey's going to play that either.
Well,
I
either way,
think-
this does look like a free Wraith King's skeleton game,
Yes.
right? Like, they don't
They
have
have
like skeletons
nothing.
going to run down a lane and nobody can handle them.
Until PA Battle Fury, they need a hard nuker to just. Is there a better offlaner or
10
like another
seconds
offlaner that
remaining.
offers this? It's hard to always imagine
5
without the hero
seconds
list, but Nature's
Darkseer,
Prophet already
Pango,
banned out.
Tide.
Darkseer already banned out.
Tide would have been sweet.
Yeah, Tide would be fine just because he also gives you the guy that can stand in front of buildings, so it alleviates a lot of that.
Yeah,
pressure.
I honestly think Extremum have the huge draft edge here.
Timbersaw's banned out. That'd be another one.
Yeah, like there's just not much left. And to your point, Underlord just doesn't seem very good.
Venomancer, maybe?
Oh, no way, man. You just get ran at.
Yeah, against Centaur, not so much.
Void Spirit, too. They're on top of you, you die.
If I don't see a wave clear from Navi, I think Extremum has the tools to run over this game.
Ramses as well. I mean, is Batrider viable?
I think the laning stage is a bit too fragile.
10 seconds
Is my problem
remaining.
with the hero. Yeah, they gave him 3 base damage, a little bit of love there, but
5 seconds
Wraith
remaining.
King's actually pretty decent against it just because you can protect yourself with a stun and you're pretty high move speed, so you can go early boots and usually the bat can't get on top of you.
Yeah, Extreme have the team fight edge, and they're also just more durable. Navi, all their lineup is single target at the moment.
Nice.
Standard tusk.
Snap fire.
Hell yeah.
That's what I was going to ask for.
So much physical damage threat.
They might have to go Pango now, but
It's also another save. Storm Spirit looks at this lineup and is like, who do I kill?
Yeah.
10
Two cores are
seconds remaining.
beefy. The other one is Void Spirit, who can be rather elusive, and he's got
5
both Snapfire and
seconds
Tusk to provide saves for him.
Mhm.
if I was ignoring the teams, like if I couldn't see who was playing what, I would way rather be the Extremum draft here. So it's always interesting to see what prevails, the superior draft or the superior coordination and individual play, I would say.
This is, I expect this clock to keep ticking because I have no idea what to draft here. Navi. I think Underlord, to your point, might be the route, but you pick up Ramses to put him on Underlord?
Let's go. Let's put some Firestorm on those creep waves.
Enigma?
That hero pulls the lane back. There's no Necro Book anymore. He doesn't create that tower pressure.
Yeah, I got no clue. Absolutely no clue.
Yeah, I see no other pick in the entire game.
Yeah.
I did not see one. I'm like, his sole purpose is to get them past the first 15 minutes of the game. That is what they needed.
Hey, the root is kind of nice. You plow in a choke point and limits the movability of hasted heroes thanks to Centaur LT.
It also catches Void Spirit as well as Tusk very well. Like, Tusk can't blink snowball save people if there's a pit already in place.
Yeah, they... if Underlord has a rough start, they are screwed. That's what I'll say right now. But if he gets off to like top 2 or 3 CS in the game, I think Navi will weather the storm, and their storm will prevail.
Yeah, I got to go cast, but my final point on this would just be that you need to have an insane game from VTune because it is Oracle PA. If he gets super farmed, he can just carry the game by himself, but it's a pretty hard out draft by Extremum. But at least in this case, Navi have like an answer. A couple mistakes, a hero over farmed, like Storm PA will win you the game. It's just going to be tough.
Okay.
So
fair enough. Thank you very much, Kyle. We'll, of course, check in more with you during the cast. Brian, can you still just... We saw some last patch, right? Some PA teams, they would just go and hold their triangle, and hold their triangle, and hold their triangle, and just funnel all the net worth into this one PA and just wait and wait and wait. Eventually, the PA carries the game. Can they do that?
I don't think so.
Can they do that this game?
I think there's too much pickoff, but also the Centaur really is a one-position offlaner, I call him, because he spends the first 15 minutes farming. They're just going to get too much off the map if they do that.
Fair enough. Let's go to Kyle and Owen. They're ready to cast game 2.
Thank you very much, Cap. And so, yeah, Carl, it definitely seems to be that you sort of are giving Extremum much more of a chance here in this game, too, in terms of what they've been able to draft against Navi.
yeah, it just looks so much better on paper, and I think it's just more in their wheelhouse too, the comfort zone. Mellow Jewel, I have seen this guy show up in some high-level pubs I've been tuning into. Every single time I see him, he's playing Void Spirit. They had the confidence to early pick his hero. I think Wraith King in general is just much simpler to play around than an Ursa as well. And the support duo actually does damage.
And again, so for Navi, what is the major concern here? It's just that there's going to be this bit of the game where Extremum's going to be coming at them, and you don't necessarily see them with these sort of two, a little bit greedier Cause of Storm and PA being ready for that.
Well, Navi, you got your big 1-2 punch prefers skirmishes. In and out, in and out. Extremum, they're all about the team fight, and it is quite formidable. Navi, you can win your lanes. Go after a nice lead. Maybe grab a first blood, though, if you're Extremum. This is pretty nice positioning. They're coming in from the high ground. Gotta be careful here.
Well, this is a pretty solid way to start it. I would always want to fly. And they've got him. We'll skill the Remnant, but he'll be worth it for Mello. Sets up for the kill, and he'll also be the one to get it. So first blood for Mello in that mid lane.
Yeah, they do get 3 bounties, though, so you will be somewhat pleased as Navi. They also forced the Remnant, as you stated, so mid will be a little tougher against the Storm.
Let's see how some of these lanes go. And we have seen, Storm, for the most part, can pressure the Void Spirit. It feels you are a lot of magical burst. Void Spirit is having to step up outside of the Remnant outside of the Pulse, to get CS. So he's likely to take a lot of damage from the burst from Iceberg after a few levels are online.
And Roger once again messing with the Creequilibrium. Ramsey's very pleased with that. This is the ideal hero to farm creeps plus camps.
A lot of damage onto Roger. And we'll manage to get the rest of the creep wave round to meet safely behind the tower.
Now Vitun taking some pressure down bottom. Got sharded in, had to do a bunch of juke since he's not quite level 2 yet. Probably going to be once again a more passive laning phase. But Iceberg doing much better in the mid lane than the previous game. Big part of that, just the Storm vs Void Spirit matchup as we discussed. And also, of course, that Remnant first. Yeah, you get first blood, but you can't push waves. And that's what Iceberg's been doing this whole time. Looks like he might even try to steal the rune from Mellow Jewel. We'll see. I think they'll both get one no matter what. You just pick a side of the river. Run to it.
Oh, but you're right. No, with the pressure that Iceberg's been able to put on, already coming out with a nice bit of a CS advantage against Mello. Vincere, I mean, he's farming fine down there. So far, first few waves, they haven't really been able to make him sort of push him back from the creeps. Very good farm for him so far. Much better compared to what Nefrit's been able to achieve so far up top.
Yeah, this is going very well, actually, for Ramses. He does have a pretty significant base damage advantage at 72 without taking into account Atrophy Aura. Wraith King losing a healthy chunk when he goes to CS against him.
Mid lane, just each time Mello steps up, Iceberg able to trade a lot of damage back onto the Void Spirit, making it a tough lane for him to step up into.
I love this from Iceberg. He farms easy camp, stacks hard camp, and then grabs rune. Top lane, just again, messing with the creep mechanics is Roger. You don't even mind if the camp goes hard. You can see he pings it out. Ramsey's just like, oh, cool, thanks, buddy. I got a soul ring. I'll nuke this. We'll take some extra gold here. And yeah, sure, G will get some XP, but I think you take this trade because it just takes it out of the Wraith King's pocket. He's the one who wants that hard camp.
A lot of money for Ramses in this top lane. And again, look, all three of Navi's cores, 20 CS at the moment, precisely even on the last hit series. None of them having any sort of pressure on them whatsoever with these lane setups.
Careful mid.
See mid at
TV's coming in.
Also on the top lane trying to get in aggressive. They got the snowball in over towards Iceberg, but another Remnant's down. Shoot. Managed to grab him with the shards. Iceberg's got the Fairy Fire though, and he'll be fine.
Radiant's
Gets away.
courier has been killed.
Oh, they got Vitun's courier. Most unfortunate. He won with the regen now, but they are doing quite okay in the laning phase, so should be fine. Shatchlow, once he gets Vanguard, just starts clicking him in the face. Although, what a weird build. BSJ might have something to say about this. No points in Retaliate against PA Oracle? 2 points double edge? It's bold.
Yeah, I guess he wants to kill.
That.
He wants to kill. But is he going to get the opportunity for that? We'll see if he can find chances with Chu to get the job done with that leveled up double edge in the lane.
Let's see.
You get the catch on, always want to fly, but Shashlo not quite able to get over and find the connection in time. It's top lane Ramses. A lot of damage here with a little shredder. Have they got enough? Oh, quiet. He's going to be fine. Ramses still keeping it solid up on that top lane. Nefrit now matching him in farm. 25 and 10 on the Wraith King, really catching up.
Yeah, so far so good for Navi. Ahead in all 3 lanes.
See bottom. Not quite getting on to always want to fly. The snowball not going to be comboed up upon. Just not getting the kills down here. Not slowing down V-Tune at all.
That's tough to slow him down though in this lane. Oh, mid. Might have him. He's not 6.
Have they got enough burst? Friendly fire's popped. He's trying to run. Oh, Roger's in. He wants this kill. They've got it. Gives him just enough vision.
That, yeah.
I mean, he must have only just had it for long enough to get an attack off. It's enough. Iceberg as he preps it. Another burst.
That's a huge kill. As soon as Void Spirit's 6, that's not possible, but it's right at the timing where you'll have an uncontested first power rune of the game as well, going to Iceberg's bobble. So it's like,
under attack.
you know, sometimes you get the kill. It's not huge. Oh, not regen, of course, because, you know, the mid player, they come back full HP, full mana, shove you out of lane. But when you get power rune off of it, especially a regen, now it's just insane value. He'll drop a ward, he'll farm some camps.
Top
Maybe
lane.
just gank top, yeah. They're going to Ramses.
So close, but Roger able to come in, and that stun will save him. Iceberg is going to be farming some camps, farming some couriers. Takes down Nefrit's on the way back.
Zap! Looking for me?
Gonna go farm the stack he made earlier. Oh, this is the dream regen rune.
Yeah, great efficiency from Iceberg. Getting the maximum out of it possible. Taking some camps from Extremu's half of the map, and as you say, cleaning up his own stack as well. There's over 50 CS here now in the mid-storm.
That just feels so good. Oh, man.
This time around, top lane, Roger's not going to be there to bail Ramses out.
Yeah, the phase boots coming online. I mean, with the no boots Vanguard rush, you're just going to straight up die to these crits with the little shredder minus armor attached. I like this. Iceberg jungles now. Roger tries to get his XP mid.
You see bottom. I really want to try and kill, always want to fly. They keep going in on him with the snowball, but just not quite having enough damage between the two of them to kill the Oracle.
And 3 points double edge too. It's just so odd when you consider that it's an Oracle. You're just going to edict any target stunned. So you have to hold double edge for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, does it sort of affect your game outside of the lane? I mean, if you go for this build, if you haven't sort of got the retaliate to what sort of tank through farming some camps, is that going to hurt? Or?
I think it's just the lack of ability to pressure tower is hard.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it is only half damage, but with the Vanguard, you just take so little from the hits. They go for Mellow.
See if they've got enough damage here. They've got the step between the two of them. Firestorm coming in as well from the side. Simulates up. Mellow jumps out with the Astral.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, wait, what did he die to up there from Roger?
Radiant structures.
He
He carapaced the magical burst
mark.
from the step. Yeah, the mark left on him. And that did it.
Well done.
Was a little greedy from Mellow. Of
Yeah,
course.
I thought he was out.
He could have jumped out with the Dissimulate, opted to stay, get that extra bit of damage onto Iceberg. Didn't end up being enough. Iceberg able to just live. So Mellow taking that added risk there to try and kill Iceberg did not pay off. That means that he's left too low to get out and not have to worry about the threat of that.
Oh no! Ramses the Vanguard. The item he needed to guarantee his survival. Most unfortunate. Only a minute and a half, but still, he's far less safe pushing out lanes without that complete. Man, it's such a peaceful game. I'm rocking in my chair.
I was still at this at the start of last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's cozy.
And we'll see again here. Mellow getting jumped upon. Could have opted to get out here, but wanted to stick around and try and bring down Iceberg, and just ends up sticking around a little too long. He's out to the side. Perfect carapace.
Yeah, that was so well played, though, because he also blocked the escape path, right? He knew he was going to get marked if he stood between Mellow Jewel and that high ground. Another reason why you got to figure going just to the simulate on high ground location would have been ideal. V-Tune, again, a timely rotation. We'll just camp this tower. You can see G and Nefrit, they want to pressure it, but you can't just dive a PA.
I only got 4 of them. I got a lot of them. They're able to take down the tower.
Oh, the blur. Oh, he had blur just enough time to get into the trees.
That was a nice back off there from V-Tune. And now Iceberg. He's going to start going in on them from the high ground here, Extremum. They will run.
is under attack.
Iceberg. Can he actually take them down? They've got Ramses coming in as well with the pit. As Chew looking pretty dead here. So they'll take down the Tusk. And they're not going to be able to get away with that attempted move onto V-Tune. V-Tune just a little too well prepared for it.
Yeah, different kind of build from Ramses. When I've seen Underlords nowadays, I see a lot of 4-4-1. A lot of early points in pit. Playing more for the farm speed, I suppose, than mid-game engagements. And yeah, 3-2, but still relatively even. I think pretty soon you're going to see the EXTREMUM draft comp start to pull ahead, just in terms of what they can get done across the map. Navi kind of forced to play a much more reactive and passive game. It's really just Iceberg and Roger who are able to make anything happen.
Yeah, we did see there, though, as well, quite a difference in the amount that they've managed to get from the runes this game. 9 runes taken by Navi compared to just the 2 of EXTREMUM. About a 1,500 gold difference this early on, just from what they've been able to gain from bounty runes.
Ramses is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he should be the hell out of dodge. And Roger, he's like, okay, we're not fighting there, but I saw a courier doing his best bounty hunter impression. Tracking. Roger. Get it.
Oh, he's not going to be
able
able
to
to catch
the
up.
pass. He's like,
I can't catch up now. Or can he? No, he can't. Yeah, the vendetta's ended. Won't be able to sneak up on that.
This is the one downside of Nyx. It's like, what do you do now? You place a good ward. All right, that's something. Thank you, JJ. But outside of that, now it's just, okay, I've made it into enemy territory. Gonna have to camp out for a couple of days. I brought my tent, my canteen, 25 seconds to my ult.
So close as well to all these couriers, just as sort of 4 of them pass around the nearby neighborhood. We'll see this one coming out. Wants to go for that? No, not after the couriers. Meanwhile, Shashlo is going to be able to kill the boys on a flight. But
whoa, what?
V-Tune, Extreme make move fast. Roger's just chilling.
I'm watching Animal Planet. What's going on in the jungle? Teleport
Now he's down. But yeah, hey, so Roger being over there, bit of space to make a play for EXTREMUM. They get 2 of them in the big one. V-Tune taken out.
And a different kind of build as well from Iceberg. Maybe just recognizing the state of the game. He went for a Kaya. Typically you see a lot of storms with the Orchid Rush, but this is a Void Spirit. As expected, he will go for the first item Mules, so it's not as if you would have been able to Orchid kill him. And Wraith King has 2 lives, and Centaur is a Vanguard. He's not really your target. Just a rough Storm game, so not surprised to see him going for more of the farming build. Kind of to be expected when you first pick it, though, to be fair.
Sure. Yeah, you're not going to get sort of handed to you these cores that you want to be zipping in on. Shashlo with this Vanguard hood at a point where he can position himself as aggressively as he likes there, standing around the mid. As it's fair and likely the Navi's going to go on him. Yeah. And if they do, it's going to be using so many heroes that you're going to be very happy with the space on the side lanes for Nefrit.
And you can see why BSJ said this Underlord's the only hero you really can pick, because they needed something to do exactly this. Just be big, right? Sit here, defend towers, spam spells.
What
just dead?
Oh, they've got him. It is enough.
All right,
enough damage that I tell you, like he wasn't expecting that, Shashlo.
Yeah,
he didn't expect to die there.
In retrospect, he was fairly bold, standing there, daytime in vision, tanking Dower, trying to slowly whittle it down.
Dire are scanning.
Oh no. Well, yeah, he might be doing that
confidence.
Again. Yes, just a little too much there from Shashlo.
What's curious, and if you click Nefrit, so it's the battlefield to be expected on the PA, but the Wraith King actually, Armlet first, has an AC queued up. So not going to go for the Radiant style unless he decides to change his mind. This is way more about battling.
Surprised about that. Armlet AC.
Typically you'd see a Deso first, right? Or,
if you wanted to go the physical if you wanted to go that route, yeah, but you're
committed.
Right. AC Rush.
With the little Shredder. With the Tusk, I mean, there's a lot of synergy there.
Sure there is. Voicebra's got a bit of physical coming out as well with the steps, and obviously you want to protect your team against the burst of V-Tune, and V-Tune gets his Deso. So yeah, it's definitely bits, but not having items like the Radiance will potentially slow down his farming capability, but as you said, maybe they just want to fight. Yeah. They just want to fight.
Also, VTune, 2 games in a row also, he puts 4 points in his leap for the farming speed before 4 points dagger. Typically, I've seen a lot of 4-1-1s, but he keeps dagger at level 3.
All right. Oh, I like that. I mean,
cool,
at this point of the game, yeah, you're going to be feeling better blink striking the creep camps rather than daggering them.
Nice job. I always want to fly. Gotta be careful here, though. Dire is coming in. They have Centaur already. It's very spooky.
And Shashlo's going to be able to start the fight on top of Always Want to Fly. And they've got enough damage. They take him out. Now Iceberg's going to turn towards Shoot. Kisses are coming in from the side, though. Iceberg, he's got to get out of it. As he's zipping away, V-Tune, he's not going to be able to make it out. The TP taking a little too long. They're able to cancel it with the Yules. V-Tune, he's able to jump out in time, though. As Nefret, has he got another bit of a catch to grab him? They're slowing him down. Iceberg trying to keep V-Tune safe. As Iceberg, with those hits, will slow Nefret enough so he can't get in range for the stun. V-Tune will get out. And at the end of it all, it would just be Roger going down as well, as Navi managed to keep all their cores alive there.
That was so sick from Iceberg. He zipped, he popped the invis, and was standing just in range of the leap away. Iceberg, very aware, post-Centaur stun, gets out. Then a couple of auto attacks just to keep the Wraith King of Nefret out of range for a stun that would have almost certainly finished him off. That was sick. Because Navi, their draft just needs time. This is Extremum's time to shine. They are so strong at the moment. Let's watch this again. Yeah, look, Iceberg pops the invis, zips away. He's just going to stand there. He was looking to see, I don't know
how'd they not kill him. It's so low.
Miss again, zip away.
And they couldn't quite catch him it.
Yeah, it gets tougher. I mean, Underlord scales. This hero, he is a big problem later on in the game. In addition, the PA Storm will, in theory, be more formidable late game than the counterparts on this Dire side. Blink up on Centaur, though. That is nice. You have some true initiation now for Extreme. And well, I love this, actually. Kaya BKB on Iceberg. That'll be the build. Okay. You don't see this very often. A lot of Storms are much more selfish, but in this game, I think it's necessary.
Yeah, we saw sort of, I guess, similar in the sense we had a Storm the other day go for Kaya Sanj first item.
Is under attack.
Sort of leaning at a similar direction as you said with this Kaya into BKB, just seeing no value in the Orchid this game, understandably, with what he's up against, and just making sure he can get in. And it's kind of like we saw in that last fight, just need someone that can go in and out, be a real distraction, whilst V-Tune's able to go target to target and actually do the damage.
And it allows his Oracle to play around his PA.
Yeah.
He can keep himself alive.
He wants him in. V-Tune's in. Gonna get the kill here. They got the pit down. They've also got the catch on to Shashlo as Navi. They'll find the setup to take down the Centaur as well.
Okay, we'll take those. Says Navi, you want to fight on our high ground and initiate on a guy with a carapace? Be our guest. That's the thing about the Centaur in this game. Underlord does max HP based damage. You gotta be real cautious against him.
And they're trying to go in onto Ramses here with the kisses. It's not going to be nearly enough damage though, as Ramses, he's totally fine there. So kisses down the drain there from G. Be able to get anything done with that.
Time to collect the tier 2 items. Iceberg holding what I believe is the second best. No, first now. Royal Jelly's gone. That was the best because it was.
I missed the jelly. I think every core misses the jelly.
Indeed. But the ring, I believe, is the best tier 1 item. Royal, the mask. Yeah, no.
The possessed mask.
The possessed mask, I think, is best for some heroes, but the arcane ring.
Sure. Okay,
it's armor and 10 intelligence plus a free mana restore.
Oh, absolutely.
That's absurdly powerful.
Yeah, you love it. Love it on the Storm.
It's what? Representing like 1,200 gold plus the arcane ring effect? Not bad. Oh, nice initiation.
Up straight in. They've got him. Quick burst there between the two of them, and now they're going to look for more. As Iceberg is a little low on mana. Shashlo's in with the stun, but the false promise comes out. Now Iceberg's going to look to turn it with the help of Vici. They've got the damage to just tear through Shashlo. This Centaur just disappearing in a second. As that's definitely got to be a bit of a worry. We're seeing this now. Shashlo, this big beefy centaur, he's not surviving very long at all anymore.
No, he's not. It's just too much percent-based damage. The magical pressure as well. Really nice positioning from Always Want to Fly, but Navi are doing a great job just keeping the cores ahead of the supports. You can see the initiation came in there on the Iceberg, but he was edicted before the Centaur stunned, so no damage taken from that or that maxed out double edge. And then he just ulted. He's like, oh, I'll fight. There's a nice pit. There's the wave of fire. I think Ramses, yeah, he also talented for the radius on it, and we can see this one more time. Great initiation, just way too much burst. That's a Yules, that's an active defensive item, doesn't actually increase the survivability. Then they just go straight in for 2. There's the Edict, boom. That initiation, nada. More damage done to Shachlo there than he actually did to the Storm.
Yeah.
And then you're in a choke point, and you're dead.
Yeah, first fight as well, where V-Tune turns up with the Desolator, and yes, you really see that go-to action on the Centaur. Yeah. Shashlo just disappears. Extreme, they're going to go for a Roshan attempt here, though. Navi are all up. See if Extremum get away with this. This is what with the AC complete it is, so speeding it up a little bit, and it's working. It's working so far. Navi not looking to make any sort of move towards this. They don't expect it at all. A smart heads-up player from Extremum.
Yeah, they're looking to go smoke right now, but it's going to be too little too late.
Or Aegis.
Guys.
I mean, so, yeah, Melo's got it. Yeah. Melo's got it.
Yeah, Iceberg, he went for the Kai'Sach too, so he didn't go
He did go Kai'Sach. Okay, yeah, I like that the other day, yeah.
He didn't need the BKB. They're winning fights. This is better for his just overall scaling. Really nice to have that status resist. I think in general, just better to have more stats with an Oracle, buy him more time. If you were to die 100-0, that would be just because Always Want to Fly. Needed those extra moments to pop his R button on you. And this BKB, I mean, V2 is just enormous. We're going to start to see the effects of the AC rush on the Wraith King too, because his item progression will not be keeping up with his PA. The tower pressure, though, that'll be something spooky, but Ramses is there to spam the waves.
Well, looking to make a move onto V-Tune here, as V-Tune, has he got enough backup? He's able to jump over towards Roger. Stampede comes out. A move over towards Always Want to Fly. V-Tune is going to turn towards Tune. The backup's here from Iceberg. The Who's plays down onto the turn, but Roger's able to turn. Gets the stun off. Kiss is coming in for the side, though, as Iceberg has got to be careful. Jumps over towards G. Won't be able to fully commit to take him down. We'll find an Invis rune to help him on the way out, and V-Tune, he's picking apart the backlines. He gets back in, takes down G. He's a little low. Can they burst him, though? They're trying, but Melo's out of mana. V-Tune is going to find the setup on the Shashto. Roger's ready to come back in. V-Tune getting low, still alive, jumps over towards the creep. Melo's trying to finish him. They will take him down, but it's cost them 4 lives, one of them being the Aegis. Melo is ready for another round here, see if they can find Roger. Set up with the Ray Fire Blast, Remnant to follow up as well. They will manage to make something happen here with that Aegis usage.
3 for 3, we take those. Well, 2 for 3, the Aegis popped. Does prevent a Melo Jewel casualty. Was it 3? Yeah.
4 for 3.
4 for 3.
Okay, but
Chavash died.
4 including that. Aegis.
Okay, but they still go ahead and gold. They did get the PA. That was huge.
Yep.
But you can see the Navi damage output is just kind of nuts here. If they find an isolated target, Storm plus PA go in. And I actually love this adaptation from Iceberg. The BKB, when he was thinking about buying it, made a lot of sense. Then they won a couple of fights. Suddenly, it's damage that's starting to be the issue. A big part of that, the Wraith King AC. That defends his squad against the Desolator effect from the PA. But it also means he doesn't have as much of a threat. That timing of the Blink Bash, perhaps, is still going to be a ways away. He also just simply doesn't crit that hard just yet. Needs more damage. MKB will be the choice. That will make things much more spooky. Suddenly, that looks like the Extremum timing of the minus armor, and even with the BKB on your PA. I don't know if he's able to go toe-to-toe with an MKB Wraith King. Roger, careful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's an outpost. 24 minutes in, not bad.
I'm going to smoke up and go here. If they can get the catch on Navi. Iceberg.
Reward.
Stupendous!
Try and get the catch. Melo's in. Is there any backup for Iceberg? They're going on him. Iceberg, he's able to zip away still, though, off to the side. The loser Always Want to Fly, but V-Tune's ready to turn. Takes down Melo. Melo dying on the front of this attempt here from Extremum. They'll also end up losing Chu and Shashlo as Navi, they fight back. They're ready for that move to be made, and they're ready to turn it around. As now with the chase over towards Nefrit, they've taken him down at once. There won't be any backup left alive for him here on Extremum as he'll slowly but surely go down a second time. Is Navi ready for that one? They make the aggressive chase and jump onto Iceberg. They couldn't quite keep him locked down. He's still able to zip away.
Shout out to Ramses. MVP. Always want to fly was not quite close enough, but that Lotus Orb removes the silence. Easy zip away. GG. You cannot fight into that area of the map into an Underlord. Like the 3-man pit Firestorm, then all of a sudden there's a PA hopping in. It's just nothing you can do. There's no way to target him either because Always Want to Fly was safely concealed way on the downhill. And that's just that. You get the Oracle, but he buys back immediately. That was a nice play. Nice fight by Navi. Being reactive, that's the nature of their draft.
Yeah, and now as the fights are only going to get harder. Storm PA, V-Tune, zooming ahead.
I thank you.
They want to fight, feeling themselves.
How do Extremum make a move here? They are around. Who's going to be the one to go? There's Chu. He's dead. And now they're zipping over to Mello. He gets silenced. Got the vortex. They're cooking him over towards the side. It's up in the air. Will manage to get away. No further stuns to catch him on the way down. So it's Navi being able to push back Extremum, take these objectives.
They're just too strong enough. Pit was off cooldown. That's another kill onto the Void Spirit. It's just so hard for him to play. The reach advantage now solely in favor of Navi. When these heroes come online, that Storm PA, there's no escaping them. In addition, Ramses, you can't go for him. He is an Underlord going purely defensive items. He is not a target. You need the supports, but the cores of Navi are just not giving you an opportunity to do so. Extreme, you need good smoke, and you need to somehow pincer the back line. Really your only play. Wraith King MKB, perhaps you could deal with V2 now, but unless you deal with Always Want to Fly, he's just going to get Oracle ulted and save the day.
Here I am.
And Navi, no.
Oh, yeah.
Destruction.
Same reaction.
Yeah, that's a lovely one.
Can tell you're a carry player.
That's,
As neutral items drop, you get excited.
well, that's always the dream there for the PA. Take that or a Paladins any day.
Good luck, friends. Just don't kill me. I'll do my best to help you knock him off.
Feature's just in. Poor Shashlo getting knocked down to about 20% of his HP there.
Yeah, the preemptive Lotus Orb is cool too. Wraith King can't stun, and the Void Spirit can't Yules. If he were to do so, come down in a pit, he straight up just dies to a zip in then from the storm with the Orchid on top.
I'm an Extremum just after that move that they tried to make on Navi's for the map by the triangle. You can sort of feel it from them that they don't really know where to go now. You know, what kind of move do they make? Do they have to wait for Navi to get aggressive? Look for Navi to make a bit of a slip up with their moves. I mean, how does Extremum's lineup catch Navi by surprise and get a successful jump on them right now?
It's a good question, Owen. It's easier said than done, right? They know what they need to do, but Storm PA, two of the most elusive heroes in Dota, and if you watch Ramses, like, this man is constantly positioning himself where Extremum could be and where his team is. In addition, this PA, 6 minus armor from the Deso, 4 from the Orb of Destruction, and 3 from the level 20 talent, 13 armor corruption. Unbelievable. The AC of the Wraith King, it was rushed, but it's suddenly starting to feel like it's not enough. Plus 5 against minus 13.
Radiant's middle tower.
Here comes the
is under
smoke.
attack.
Another smoke. Trains are about to connect.
So he catches it.
Where's the body?
Extremum back underneath their tower. Navi waiting, surrounding them. Extremum, they're going to try and make a move here onto Ramses. Ramses pretty tanky here. Iceberg's going to come over the cat player, but dodge the stomp as well. Gets the catch on Shashlo, drags him in. It's 2 down already. Nefrit losing his first life. Mello trying to get in the backlash, but he's straight into the spike cap as the kisses are coming down. Nefrit get a bit of safety inside the snowball. They're trying to focus Vichun. Vichun getting locked up, bring down Vichun, but it's costing them so much blood here as 4 fall. And now Chu, he's going to get run down as well by Navi as they killed the carry, but it cost them everything.
Ramses plus 387 damage. They're fighting in the choke point, Owen. Like, yeah, you're killing the PA, but he's standing in the Pit of Malice. The firestorm rains wildfire down upon all enemies. And now 400 damage. Like, look at this.
Look at the siege potential indeed.
Oh, man.
He's smashing through these towers.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And there's your objective push.
It's a true Manaroth. Who's the real carry? This strat. Oh my god.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That's a Rax. Yeah, they're just gonna Rax him. He hits so hard, and they just get the hell out of dodge. I love it.
Dire's middle barracks.
Well, objective taken, they lose nothing. They're not even heading back to base. They're staying on the map, of course, Navi. Straight up to the top lane. Soon to be rejoined by Vichun in 10 seconds.
Perfect play. And they welcome an engagement. Look at the damage.
Extremum. They're trying to head out towards Navi again, but they're only going to die here, Chu. He'll fall. Ramsey's another kill for him. As this one, it is getting. I mean, if it's not already there, getting to that sort of impossible territory for Extremum. Very tough game right now. Down 16k. Navi with a Storm and PA out of control. And an Underlord. I mean, all 3 of their cores in a phenomenal position. And only really Nefrit that's able to stand toe-to-toe with him. See both Mello and Shashlo just falling completely behind.
Yeah, this is a tough one, Owen. Just tough for... I think if you pressure Navi more earlier on in the game, perhaps things get a bit simpler for you. But at this stage, you know, credit to Ramses. A big part of why they've just been unable to really get much movement going on the map. He just sat at that mid tower for so long. A couple unfortunate deaths from Shashlo as well. Trying to use his body, but I think that one death mid really put the fear into him. And now it's just a clean sweep from Navi. They clear out top, get the outpost, kill some waves. Mid-Rax is dead. Sweep the map straight to bottom, push in high ground. Aeon disc finished on Roger. He's not really a target any longer. Glimmer Cape on Always Want to Fly, but he just has to position properly, should be fine. Keep your cores between him and the bad guys. Where's V2 going? Guys, just go play.
He's getting his Satanic finished.
Oh, this is cute. That's what we call the old switcheroo.
Extremum at this point, though, not leaving their base. I know that the whole map's a pretty scary place right now. And they'll happily wait until Navi show themselves with a high ground push.
Look at all the couriers from the Navi side. Items are certainly on the way. Shiva's complete on the Underlord of Ramses. He is literally unkillable, plus the Cloak of Flames. You gotta love it. Satanic soon to be completed as well on the PA. I believe he just got it on Courier. Here it comes. He has Aegis. Well, it's go time.
They've got to do something here, Extremum. Otherwise they'll be losing their base. Snap for it.
That's cool. The break, removing the crit from the Wraith King. We'll also remove the Centaur return.
I say Iceberg just in. He just in straight away. He's going to catch the other backline. That's Mellow gone. Chu's going to get low. Will manage to get the snowball off V-Tune. Turns over towards Nefrit. V-Tune coming in onto the Wraith King. The breaks out as well. Wraith King's got to step back. A buyback from Mellow. And Navi not losing anyone here. V-Tune's going to get healed up after the false promise. He's going to look to jump back in with the Iceberg over towards Nefrit. Nefrit down the once. Got another drag here. Another catch from Iceberg as he's immediately in with the Vortex, pulling back the three of them. And that's 3 dead, no buyback, 4 dead, no buyback. Triple kill for Iceberg as GG is called. Navi will take this game. With that, the series looking as you'd expect, right? When you look at this Navi lineup, this is the sort of performance you expect to see from them when they're coming in against Extremum.
This was clinical. This is just straight up a better team beating a team that just isn't quite as good. I think their drafting was somewhat rudimentary, but they didn't have to pull out anything special today, right? Just keep your cores on some of their best heroes, play smart, play